So hello and welcome to this Your Best Life interview. I'm Joanne Bonnett. I'm an independent consultant, executive regional vice president with Arbonne International, and I'm absolutely delighted to be here with my friend, my business partner, the inspiring and fabulous Alison Brown. Hi, Alison.
Oh, hi everyone. Thank you so much for those kind words.
Oh, well, this interview is really allowing Alison to share part of her journey with Arbonne and to explain a little bit about why she's inspired to build a business with Arbonne, how it's made an impact positively on herself and others, and really to sort of help you sort of think about your next step in terms of finding out more if you're intrigued about what it is she's doing and why. But I really want to start, Alison, by asking you, I mean, I could introduce you and give you all the accolades about how wonderful you are. I'd love you to I'd love you to tell us a little bit about you. What did you do? Tell us a bit about your history before Arbonne, and then what led you, because it's a really lovely, interesting story and path, and it actually flows really naturally, but I know that it wasn't always an obvious route for you.
No.
So what were you doing before, and what's led you to Arbonne now?
Okay, well, thank you so much for that wonderful. I'm really lucky enough to have a lovely eclectic career. I had my children very, very young and didn't really have anything to start with, but as soon as my youngest went to school, I just couldn't wait to kind of crack on and get to work. So I started in financial services, which led me into training and development, and then I went into HR management. From there, I decided to take a leap into business ownership, and following my lifelong passion for yoga, complementary therapies and overall health, I opened a natural fitness centre on Eastbourne's beautiful seafront. And for 16 years, I built that business because I wanted to introduce the benefits of all of the things that we did to as many people as possible. That was my real passion. During that time, I trained as a Pilates instructor because there wasn't enough to support demand, and I'm still doing that today, and I absolutely love it. But also about 7 years ago, I followed another passion and trained and qualified as a personal image consultant. Always been passionate about colour, style, fabrics, looking good, feeling good. And then 3 years ago, I added my Arbonne business to the mix as well. So that's kind of a little whistle-stop tour of of my previous career. And I was introduced to Arbonne when I was at a networking meeting. Lovely Jules Mann offered me some healthy aging products to try. And I can't remember how old I was at that point, 3 years ago, so that made me 57, so very keen on doing
that. I mean, yeah. You could just stop watching now actually and just say, I need to try this stuff. What is it? Okay.
Very keen on trying, and also because she told me that they were pure and natural, and for me that's that's something I'd learned a lot about some of the nasties and everything that goes into a lot of high street brands. So for me it was a great opportunity to try, and I fell in love with them.
Yeah, absolutely. So you met Jules, you heard about Arbonne, you fell in love with the products. But what made you decide to start a business with Arbonne?
Okay, well,
2 businesses.
Yeah. Okay, well, I didn't actually initially. I love the products, as I said. My clients love the products, and I was just going to add them to my image consultancy mix, if you like. But I wasn't really looking for a third business. That seemed a bit too much. But that thought lasted about 2 weeks because during that time, I started to learn a little bit more about the background to Arbonne, our amazing business model, the ethics and the values behind the company, and they fitted so well with me and my beliefs and everything I love, really. The mentoring, the health and wellness, the pureness of everything. And it was just a no-brainer after that. So I jumped in and decided, yeah, I can have a third business.
I think it's actually interesting, because what you showed is that you thought, I don't want a business with Arbonne. I just want to use these products and I love them. And because I love them, I'm happy to recommend them to a few people. And because they like them, they'll use them. And actually that is
What it is.
What we do is we're cutting out middlemen. It's a really smart business model, which is based on word of mouth and personal recommendation. And so you found yourself naturally actually doing the business without realizing. A lot of people think it's more complicated than that, but us, ultimately we're recommending products that we love, that people use every day. They run out and they order them again, and we're showing them the smart, simple, efficient way of getting hold of better products for better value, delivered direct to your door. And it's a really efficient way of building a business, and you've been brilliant at that. But let's go back to the products, because obviously you started by falling in love with the products. Tell us a little bit about what you love about the products. And
well, I love the fact that they're vegan. For me, I'm not actually a vegan. I'm very, very careful about my nutrition and what I eat. I've always been a passionate believer in natural and getting the best from nature. I think I was the only 14-year-old I knew who bought spirulina with my pocket money rather than sweets.
You were a visionary.
But for me, the vegan means that there's no animal byproducts, that they're not tested on animals, and still, you know, we do get that in so many other brands. So it became this one-stop shop of skincare, nutrition, body products, makeup, everything under one roof, which takes the hassle out of reading labels, trying to find the best products. It was all there. It's all done for you. And not only that, it's been going for 40 years, which for me, you know, we get it so right because we've been doing it far, far longer than anyway. My favourites are the healthy aging skincare, and I couldn't live without my morning protein boost as well. So they're kind of my two go-tos.
Well, you look amazing. I know that you talk openly that you're 60 and that you're grandmother, and you know, as Nana you're busy, and I think it's not just how you look but how you feel and that energy. And I know that's a passion that's been playing out in your life for a very long time, your commitment to health and fitness and wellness and being the best, you know, is what's inside and out. And actually Arbonne is all about healthy living inside and out, but you really epitomize that, and I absolutely love that. But even though you're a business owner, you understood running a business, and a lot of people start a business with Arbonne that have never been in business before, and you did understand about health and wellness. You know, did you have some fears or hesitations? It's really normal that when people are starting something new, they're sort of worried about, you know, how this might work, etc. So did you have any fears or hesitations?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, initially, the first one really was time. You know, how was I going to fit that in? But actually, it turns out that, you know, in a few hours a week, anyone can build a business around what they already love. Or it could be that they're looking to move on away from something, and this is the vehicle to do that. And we're all busy, we all fill our time, but we can make time for something that we want to do. You know, getting up a little bit earlier, cutting out 1 or 2 telly programs a week, you know, those kinds of little tweaks, we can do that. So I found that time to do it because I loved it. And it fitted very well with my lifestyle. Although, you know, it's hard work. You can't do it without that extra work. My other concerns were being a prominent businesswoman in the town where I live. I know it's only a small town, so but even so, I was kind of a bit concerned about what people might think about me doing this little side thing. and especially when I sold the fitness centre, and because I saw this smarter way of owning and having a business, I wanted to focus even more on it. So that was, I had some concerns about what people would think, but do you know what? Those people don't pay your bills, and they don't live your dreams either. And I think it often comes from just really not knowing enough about how fabulous this is. And you've only got to look at the massive business leaders that endorse the business model that we have of network marketing to know that it's, you know, it's a fabulous thing. So yes, I think they were kind of my main. Oh, and also I felt that maybe people from other professions and other backgrounds might feel that they were at a disadvantage because they weren't in the health and wellness industry anyway. However, that's so not true. As we know, you know, we've got every profession in this business in our teams. You know, I've got a operating theatre practitioner, I have a lawyer, I have a beauty therapist and stay-at-home mums. You know, we all know people who from all walks of life who make a massive success of this business. So you don't have to have any knowledge whatsoever of skincare, makeup and nutrition. We teach it all, and in a very, very simple system.
Yeah, and I'm proof of that. My background's in corporate, so I was in corporate marketing, and it was very different for me to do this business. But it was about, what if this works? And if this works, it could give benefits, which I know I've discovered, of some time freedom and flexibility to work it around my family rather than having to fit my family around my work. And the benefits, the income, the lifestyle have been phenomenal. And I think it's interesting what you said earlier about what would other people think, and that's what I would say to anybody who's watching this video, thank you, because actually so often people make decisions about whether they want to find out more about this business or what it's about based on saying no to something they don't know anything about. And so our message, or our encouragement is to have that next conversation and see how this could work for you, because Alison was bold enough to go, okay, I've got some fears and some doubts around this, but first of all she tried the products, which proved that they really are as good, if not better than they say they are, with clinically proven results. She also was open to going, okay, how could this work, and making a decision based on what it was that you wanted to achieve and what this could bring for you and your family and your lifestyle. So looking forward, now that you know where you are and you know what the potential is for this business, what are you most excited about? What does the future look or feel different because of Arbonne?
There's so much to be excited about. I think with the industry as a whole, everything's changing so much with the work being done through social media means that we can work whenever and wherever we want to. That's coming on in leaps and bounds. Also from Arbonne itself, with our new parent company, new products, new events, so much going on. Teams are growing, so we have so much that people want and people need at the moment, which is, you know, that's something extra around what they do. So I'm excited to share this opportunity to as many people, with as many people as I possibly can, because it's just such a great vehicle to get more from life. You know, I think you always say you can, if you have more, you can do more, want to do that. And also for my own future, you know, we've already mentioned a couple of times, too many probably, that I'm 60. I've no intention of retiring, but however, what I want to do is have that freedom and that flexibility, and most importantly, that financial freedom, which I know that I'm growing, means that I have the the opportunity to look forward to a retirement of my choice. You know, I can go crazy, I can travel, I can, you know, give to amazing charities, I can set up one if I want to, I can do these amazing things which I possibly wouldn't have the opportunity to do anyway. And I think so many people and so many households are relying on one income now. You know, I don't have a wealthy partner or somebody else's pension. It's just me, which I like. I love being independent, but the downside of that means that perhaps there's not so much to go around. And to be able to look forward to the journey along the way, but ultimately ending up with that, you know, that financial freedom, and knowing that along the way that I've helped other people, because as we know, you cannot grow an Arbonne business without helping and supporting other people to grow towards their dreams. So when you're following your path, you have to help other people along the way, and you know, that to me is really exciting.
Yeah, and that's so much about your heart, Alison, is everything you do is all about helping people look better, feel better, live better. And Arbonne is just a really great vehicle. And I think it extends, you know, you've had the health and wellness, which is helping people feel better physically. Your image consultancy is really helping people to live life in colour, looking their best selves. But with Arbonne, it's giving that additional vehicle to go, okay, you know, ultimately every dream and every lifestyle requires an income.
Yeah.
And this is a way for people to go, okay, you know, this could be a fit for me, and it could have an income that could be life impacting. And
Yeah.
you know, you talked earlier, it's interesting, you're at 60 talking about looking towards those years where not necessarily retiring, but wanting to live life to the full and travel and experience things. A lot of people are starting to think about that, and Arbonne's a fit for people in their, you know, coming into their 20s and beyond, working up around a family or a busy life. So it's really a fit for anybody who's going, there's room for more of the things I want to do, and maybe Arbonne could be a way to make that happen.
I think particularly you mentioned the youngsters, you know, they want to work in a different way. They don't want to do the corporate, well, there's no such thing as 9 to 5 anymore, more like, you know, 6 till 10. But, you know, they don't want to go into that lifestyle. They want to travel. They want to have that freedom. And you know, just going back, I mentioned it before, but to have the opportunity to work when you want, how you want, where you want, whenever you want, is pure freedom, really. If you can earn money at the same time, it's just, you know, a fantastic way of living and earning and just being on this planet, really. And that's another thing. Our products, you know, we look after the planet, and we always have. And I think that is obviously, well, I know that is obviously huge for people to know that what they're using is taking care of the planet as well as themselves.
Yeah, I mean, the ethics of Arbonne is all about people and planet and product. And and the community that we've created is fantastic. You were talking about freedom, and as a business owner previously, I know that one of the things you really recognized with your previous business is it was hugely successful, but it required you to be present, and it required you to look after buildings and staff and all of the headaches that didn't allow you the freedom of time or location or independence in the same way that your Arbonne business does. So it's really bringing together so many things, and I think we find this with so many people with Arbonne. Like, it's not that I'm desperately sitting out there going, what I really need is an online health and wellness business, but what people are looking for is maybe some freedom, some choices, additional income, the ability to pay it forward or help or work with others, and Arbonne can be a vehicle to create that. So bringing this interview to a close, if someone's heard about Arbonne, if someone's heard about the products, if they know you and they know what you do, but they're like maybe a little bit curious, if you've watched this video and you go, what happens next? Then what would your advice be? What would you say to someone who is looking at Arbonne as a potential opportunity, or just thinking, okay, Alison, you've piqued my interest, let's have another conversation?
Well, I definitely say that. Let's have another conversation.
Yep.
I would love to answer any questions. Obviously, people do have a lot of questions. Give you a little bit more information about the nuts and bolts of how to start a business. The great thing is that you don't need loads of training. You can just you do day one as well, which is brilliant. You don't have to wait for anything. I would be there to hold your hand and show you how this amazing business works, and also most importantly, how it's going to work for you and how it can fit around your life, your individual circumstances, and make it fit your life. So I would suggest that, we took a look at the compensation plan together, because obviously that's, what you're looking, what most people go into this business for is to have that extra money. Showing examples of the potential and, what you can work towards with that hard work. So just have a look at all the facts. Get your questions answered, and then jump in, basically. It's such a low risk business. There is no other business that you can start with so much potential, with so many added bonuses, like our community, like our personal growth, like our continued support from, lovely people like you, and our other uplines. There isn't anything else like it, so that it brings so many side benefits. It's not just the income. There are so many other things that you don't get in maybe a corporate or a part-time job somewhere that you're wanting just to add a little bit to the family budget or the family income, but you're not really valued hugely. Anyone in Arbonne always feels massively valued by those around them immediately, but also the company themselves, Arbonne. We always feel special. We always feel valued, and I think that's quite rare in these times.
People are looking for that, aren't they? That connection, yeah, and those relationships. And certainly, some of the benefits that you could be asking Alison about is our Mercedes-Benz program and some of the trips, yep, and the income, as you say, which could be an income that could make a difference to the days and the weeks and how you live on a daily basis. But also, for myself and for many other people, it's been life-changing income, career income and beyond, and so I would really encourage you to have that conversation. Well, Alison, as always, it's been a pleasure chatting to you, looking glorious in your perfect colours there and making me feel, as always, like, oh, maybe I should have put a brighter colour on, but luckily I can get away with that.
You look amazing. In your winter colours, you look amazing.
Thank you. And so I would say, if you could do with a little more colour in your life and some choices and freedom, have a conversation with Alison. How do they get hold of you? Alison Brown, what's the best way to contact you?
I'm Alison Brown 100 at hotmail.co.uk.
Yep.
I'm on Facebook. You can personal message me. You can find my business name, which is Era Cura Image. And I would just love to hear from, if you think that you would like to know more, or somebody in your life would benefit from this. It may not be a fit for you, that's fine, but at least and it might be something that you come back to at a later date, maybe when life is a little bit different. But plan Bs can always become plan As, and you know, that's one of the things we're here for. So just get in touch, and we can go into a little bit more detail.
Well, congratulations, Alison, on your success. You are
Thank
a
you.
fantastic mentor and leader and inspiration. You've built and are building and growing a fantastic community and network and business. So I know that there are lots of people out there that are looking for something, and I really hope that you take that next step. And I'd encourage you to do so, to have a conversation. You know, sometimes when you're offered an opportunity, the best thing to do is say yes and take a look, and we'll figure it out together. We've got a simple system for success that you can follow, and you're going to have great mentors holding your hand and guiding you every step of the way on your journey. So thank you.
And such a low investment in, you know, initial investment to get started, which is you know, always a bonus.
It is, absolutely. So if you're curious, contact Alison. Have a great conversation. I'm Joanne Bonnett, Alison Brown, talking about living your best life, and I really love that we're doing our best lives together. So thank you for your time, and look forward to connecting with you again soon.
Okay. Thank you. Bye everyone. Bye.